when I was a kid, the when I was a kid, um, I remember the day I first got Resident Evil 1. Um, I seen the commercials on TV, and the commercial was saying this game was scary. This is one of the scariest games of all time. The critics and raves and people are trying to ban the game for its scariness and its gruesomeness and its goriness. And it was just ahead of its time during that time, and it was just something amazing, you know. And I would go to school and I would hear the kids say, oh my God, Resident Evil 1 is one of the scariest games I've ever played in my life. And me as a child, I was like Chucky from the Rugrats. You ever watched the Rugrats and Chucky? As a child, I swear on everything, like I was scared of everything, you know? But I love video games, and I just wanted to be part of this wave, this movement, this fear. And I remember my father, you know, I told this story before, but I remember my father, he took me down to the local Blockbusters. You remember Blockbusters? Remember before the downloading and the buying off of the internet and downloading illegally and downloading. Remember there was a Blockbusters. Remember you can go to a store and rent a game, except for, you know, you get to get outside and go outside. You know, just the good old days. And now they're trying to do it now by the downloading of games, like downloading One Piece Pirate Wars. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, I remember the time. You know, I remember it crystal clear as day. You know, I'll never forget this. I told this story all the time, plenty of times. I even told it on this channel years ago. My father took me to the store to buy me, to go rent movies or something. And I was thinking, can I rent a game, Dad? You know, I was a child at the time. I was with my father. You know, I was a little dude. You know, I was way tinier than I am now. But my dad, my hero, you know. He was like, yeah, you can go ahead and rent a game, son. Do your thing, you know. And I was looking at it. You know, back in the day, Blockbusters would have the thing out, but it would have the things behind it. And I remember it was either I seen Resident Evil, and the front cover was the guy had the gun, and he was. And back in the day, that's when PlayStation had the long games, the long game boxes. You know what I'm saying? And the guy on the front cover was like, and there was spiders all around him, and I was scared of the cover. Like, God dang it, you know, like that's what's going to go down in the game. You know, this is the guy who's coming from Mario and other gay games like Turtles in Time. You know, and it seemed they had a couple of games left, and my ego and myself was fighting with each other. Like, yo, get it, Joe. Nah, don't get that. That's terrifying. Yo, get it, son. It's hot. Yo, don't get that, man. You're going to be scared. I got it. And like, you know, the game just had a demonic force on it, man. I was scared. You know, I got the game and said, Dad, I want this. You know, my dad, he got me the game. He bought whatever the movie was at the time. He rented me the game. Had it in my hand, and usually when you're a kid, when you got that game, even when I'm an adult, you got that game and you're looking back to front. But me, I was scared. You know what I mean? Because all of the hoopla behind it, you know? I got home, you know, I put the game down. Click. You know, that's back in the day when the PlayStation, click, click, the top of the disc, came up, click, click, took the game out, popped it in there, you know what I mean? Close it, click, click. Press power. The good old days, man. Remember that? Press power and the PlayStation came up. Deleted some old games, so I had made sure I had room to save. And then the beginning was, you know, it started off. True story. I swear to God, it's a true story. Remember clear as day. This game started off and they had like a real life cutscene going, you know? And it was like showing you the real life, what Wesker and Jill and Chris and all of them looked like, you know what I'm saying? And I guess they were running away from dogs or something. So I started the game, you know, got in there, and they were doing the whole cutscene. Nasty graphics at the time. Where's Wesker? Remember that? I picked Chris originally. Picked Chris Redfield. And Chris Redfield doesn't have a gun. He starts off with a knife. Remember this clear as day. I remember my friends was like, later on they were like, yo, you need to pick Jill because Jill starts off with a gun, but Chris started off with a knife. I picked Chris, and I'm looking, the game starts and I'm able to control Chris now. And I know I'm going places here. But it's, So I picked, I have Chris and I'm walking around the mansion, scared. I'm, sweating a little bit. I'm starting to walk through room to room, and it's just the tick-tock of the click, clock, click, which just, just really getting to me. My chest is bumping hard. I get to a spot and there's a body laying there and there's blood, and I'm like, let me remind you, I'm scared of everything at that time. I was terrified. Then, this is where I open the door and I go into the room next to it. Remember it clear as day. Open the door, and they showed a cutscene that terrified the hell out of me. Scares me to this day. It literally, the zombie was kneeling down, and I'm a kid looking at it like, I'm shrinking in my seats, and the zombie's biting into the flesh. The zombie turns around and goes, and looks at me. Bam! Turn the game right off. I swear to, on everything. Bam! Hit the power button. Didn't touch. I swear to God, this is what I would do. Boom! Hit the power button on that mother sucker, yo. This is what I would do. First, I ran out of the room. Oh, snap. This game is a little crazy. And my father, Chad, reprimanded me. He disciplined me. He told me, boy, I wasted good money on that. I swear, clear as day. This man tortured me to go play that damn game again. So I would turn the game on and I would just watch the beginning cutscene and then I would turn it off. I was terrified of Resident Evil. Now let's flash forward to today. As the years went through, I built up the courage and I finally got through there. Actually, I went to my cousin's house. He was playing it and I would watch it and I said, it's not really that bad. Then dogs busted the window. Bah! You know what I'm saying? Terrified, Now, I know I wasted your minutes there, but you got to understand this was the Capcom back in the day. I don't want to get on Resident Evil because it's one of my favorite franchises. Resident Evil 1, 2, Nemesis, Code Veronica for the Dreamcast. 4 was a lot of people's favorites, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was just okay compared to the ones that came before it. And then after that, I don't know, it hurts my feelings. It really does. It's getting me a little teary-eyed right now. Come on, I can't cry on camera. I said I wouldn't. It really, I don't know what's going on over there at Capcom. They took the Resident Evil game that was built on the fear factor, instilling that fear. They gave you crazy, clunky controls. They wanted to build the suspense when you were fighting a zombie and you ran out of bullets. And now they just turn it. I'm watching the review from GameStop, and GameStop is just going in on this game, And I don't really like GameStop or whatever, GameSpot, but everything they were saying, I didn't even play the game, but I can already tell everything they were saying was 100% true. And at the end of the review, they gave it a 4.5. This literally this literally slamming the game. And I think that's the score that it deserves. There's going to be a lot of idiots out there that's going to listen to the other game review sites that keep saying this, that, and the third. But you got to remember, this is a video game. Okay? GameStop is good. I think they're going to keep it. I think GameStop kept it the most accurate by saying 4.5. The other ones are lying. They probably got to cut a little bit of something. They probably didn't want to piss off Capcom because that was their pay source. So they gave it a 7. We'll give you a 7. Yeah, we'll give you a 7. Hey, better luck next time. In the review, they're saying, yeah, this was fun and that was fun. Please, bullcrap. But, I just don't know what's going on over there at Capcom. It just seems like everything that... I have a story for everything. For every Capcom game. I can give you story after story of every Capcom game that was hot back in the day. From Street Fighter, how I first got into it. From Resident Evil to Mega Man Legends to Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2. I mean, I just don't, you know, I just don't know what's going on over there at Capcom. Who's in charge? Can I speak to your manager? You know, that's what I want to do. Let me speak to your manager, please. Well, I mean, what, you know, 4.5 is just terrible for a Capcom game. Back in the day, man, I don't want to, I know I sound like an old fogey right here, an old fart. I know people are going to totally disagree with me. You know, I need to get with the times. You know, what do you think Resident Evil's to stay the same for its whole life? Well, the controls have stayed the same. Why can't the game stay the same? I think every game, Resident Evil always tries to tell you how the zombie outbreak started. Every game. Well, it started in Africa. No, it started here. No, it started there. No, even the movies try to tell you where the zombie outbreak has come from. But like, the zombie outbreak broke out in Capcom Studios. That's where it broke out. I think Resident Evil is a metaphor to saying that when it comes to Capcom games, you guys are a zombie to our corporation. You're going to continue to buy our games no matter what. I think that's what the Resident Evil was the metaphor for. I bet you, as soon as Resident Evil is over, as many trilogies and sequels and prequels that they had, at the end of it all, there's going to be a building that says Capcom at the top of it, where the real T-Virus started. Because these people are just straight. I haven't bought a Capcom game. I'm not onto that Capcom juice, yo. I got off of it. I haven't bought a Capcom game in a long time. I can't even remember a good Capcom game. And like, you people still continue to give Capcom respect. Bad game after bad game after bad game. You continue to give them respect. Where's my respect? I am the 3-time champion. I have earned the right to be champion. Nobody has ever been close enough to take this title off of my hand. There is nobody on YouTube that can match the level of charisma that I bring to YouTube daily. Where's my respect? And yet you continue to buy $60 and this is free. The entertainment that I give you is free. Free! And yet I don't have the same respect that you give Capcom? I continue to get better daily. And yet I ain't get the same respect as Capcom. www.coolersnc.com. When you buy your copy of Resident Evil, I hope you see this.